So today is Sunday. That means it's time for family movie night. And this week we are talking about two films. We're talking about The Descendants and The Descendants 2. Descendants came out in 2015 and it has a pretty, I think, clever setup premise. The idea is that they were living in this fairy tale world, and that all of the bad people, the villains, have all been put on this island and there's this barrier keeping them out, and so that they won't bother anybody. You have all of the heroes characters all on the same land, and the son named Ben, the son of Belle and the Beast, decides as his first sort of act that he thinks that this is bad to have this barrier between people, and that it's not fair to the kids of the villains that they get judged because of their parents and they had no choice. And so he makes a request that some of the children of the villains get allowed to come to basically like the hero high school. So you get Cruella de Vil's son, you get Maleficent's daughter, you get the Evil Queen's daughter, and Jafar's son that come over and attend this high school. You have, in this film, you have the storyline of all of the villain parents, and they did a really good job with the casting of the villain parents. They're just really fun. You can tell they're having the time of their lives. I really like Kristen Chenoweth as Maleficent. I think she's better than, oddly enough, than the Maleficent that we got on the big screen. This is evil. This is fun and hammy and enjoyable. And then you have Kathy and Jimmy as the Evil Queen from Snow White. She's really good. Cruella de Vil is Wendy Raquel Robinson, and then Jafar is Maz Jobrani. And I think they're all really fun. They're all playing up. I really like the fact that Cruella is like terrified of puppies. I think that's really funny. And so I don't know. I just like the way that they're written. I like the way that they play these villain characters, the adults, and the kids are all enjoyable. I think that they're all sort of generic. I mean, this is you kind of have to remember that this is a TV movie for kids. It's not on the same level as a feature film, but it's directed by Kenny Ortega, and he is just so great at this kind of thing. It is definitely his niche. He did High School Musical movies, which I really enjoy, actually. I also love Newsies that he did, and so he's really good at choreography and making this kind of satisfying, fun, made-for-TV musical. It's kind of a weird niche, but I think he is very good at it. And so you have the daughter of Maleficent, whose name is Mal, and played by Dove Cameron, and she is the one that is kind of, at first all of the villain kids are all kind of trying to conspire and trying to not sort of into it, but then she meets Ben, and Mal does, and they have sort of a spark. They have chemistry, and he's just so innocent and so kind that he starts to sort of she starts to warm up to him. And I also really like Evie, who is the daughter of the Evil Queen. She's played by Sophia Carson, and she's just really sweet, and I really like the costumes in this. I really like the chemistry I think everybody has is really enjoyable. And I don't know, it's just, to me, it was just a fun ride. I really like Once Upon a Time, and to me this felt sort of like Once Upon a Time Junior, and is how it felt, because Once Upon a Time is kind of the same idea. Like, you get all of these Disney characters together and telling their own sort of story. This isn't trying to recreate anything from any of the original films. It's not, it's just its own separate thing. And so I think Disney fans are way too sensitive about it. And I think that I've heard people complain about, how could the villains have kids? Who would want to have a kid with Maleficent? I don't understand that at all. I mean, tons of villains have in real life have children, and people like write to people in prison and stuff. Like, I have no reason. Plus, they're on an island with only villains, so like I would think one villain would find another villain attractive. And so I don't know. That to me is very weird. A very weird complaint. But and you do have Dopey's son, which is a little bit strange to imagine. But I don't know. It's just all done with a lot of fun and a lot of spirit. I think that Kristen Chenoweth is amazing in this. She just is having the time of her life, and I think her song "Evil Like Me" is one of the highlights of the movie. She's just crushing it in that song. And it doesn't really fit, I have to admit, the style of music for the rest of the movie. Everything's very poppy, but you know, then you get this Broadway number. But I don't really care. I just find it really entertaining, and I like the song. Isn't like necessarily my style. I'm usually not like super into that poppy feel, but I don't know, like I think that it's done with a certain degree of panache and a certain degree of class that Kelly Ortega can do, that it's enjoyable. I don't know, I find this movie, I think the stars are so charismatic. It's just sort of a fun concept, and it's I think a decent watch, and I enjoy it. So let's talk about Descendants 2. I watched that last night, and I was actually kind of disappointed. Like, I don't know, maybe it seems ridiculous to be disappointed by a made-for-TV movie, but I don't know. Like, they got rid of the adults altogether, which I thought was a mistake, because I really like those characters, and maybe that will appeal more to the teen demographic that really love the first one, not having the adults. Maybe they'll like that better, but I really liked those adult characters. I thought that they had really good actors who were having a lot of fun, and so I missed that. You know, you just see that Maleficent is just a lizard the whole time, and there's really no sense of like real evil in this film, which was what was fun and campy about the original film. And you have Uma, who is the daughter of Ursula in this one, who's up to no good. And I liked the actor who played her. Like, she was very beautiful and different looking. And I don't know, just her face and her bone structure. And she was really pretty, I thought. And but I don't know, like, she just didn't do a whole lot for me compared to like Maleficent in the first one, as far as her sort of villainy and her character. Felt a lot more soapy. The whole like plot of this one is there's a cotillion, and Mal is having to present herself before the court. And I don't really picture Belle being the kind of princess who would even like have a court like this and even like something like that. So I think it's kind of strange at all that this is happening here, and that like Ben would be putting a lot of pressure on her, that people would be putting pressure on her to be in this cotillion. It just ends up feeling kind of like a soap opera, like an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, but with like Disney characters. And you know, you've got the jealous fighting over the boy, and you've got sort of this song where her and Evie declare that they're great friends, and that's nice. And some of the songs are nice, but nothing as good as Evil Like Me, in my opinion, as compared to the first movie. I really like there's a ending dance sequence that's done with sort of water that I thought was really creative. I thought that there was a sword fighting scene that lasted way too long, and I got bored with it. It didn't really do anything for me. I did like the character of Hook's son. I thought he was fun. He was kind of hamming it up like I like in this kind of movie. And so it's I think everybody's trying. Everybody is, you can tell that they really enjoyed making the movie, but I was disappointed that they got rid of the adults. That was my biggest sort of disappointment, and I just felt like the storyline with this cotillion wasn't that engaging. And the first Descendants, a B+. I really enjoy it. I think it is good. It is a good execution of what it's trying to be. And the second one, I would give like a C+. I didn't really like it that much, but I can see for its target demographic that they will probably like it. So that's my thoughts on the Descendant movies. Let me know what you think of them, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!